the temple, the tree, and true prayer. Empty worship and religion without substance, and prayer that is meaningless. What the Lord did to the fig tree may sound or may look very strange. According to Saint Bede, an early church father, the Lord's action has an allegorical purpose to teach everybody a lesson. What was the lesson? People they rejoiced in having a temple. It was the very center of their Jewish life. Proud of their temple. But what was happening in the temple was nothing with God. Nothing with God. Power. The Sadducees and the Pharisees, Sadducees were in charge. All about power and money. It was a marketplace. So there was no prayer. It was supposed to be a house of prayer, but it turned out to be just a marketplace. Power and money. The temple is symbolic of the human person. Paul says, your body is the temple of God. So for you and me, what matters is not what is happening in the church here, what is happening within me. What is happening within me? Whether I spend hours in prayer, whether I go to Mass every day, those things are. What is more important, what is happening within me? Is my heart a house of prayer? Am I a prayerful person? Or is my life all about practices, as I have always been saying, life of practices? I put on this green for the ordinary time. It's a practice. It's a practice. I can invest in any way or according to the time and the day and the feast day. But what matters is, do I really have a heart filled with the prayer, with the love for God? Is my temple a place of prayer? It applies to you. Is my heart the real temple, a house of prayer? Or am I only after practices and traditions? You see, the fig tree had all the leaves. Mark says twice, oh, the tree, oh, full of leaves, life. Everything all right, apparently the leaves were there. But nothing more than that. The leaves, the externals, the outside, everything perfect. The right color, the right rubrics. Everything done so properly. I'm not against order and rubrics, and they are all good to have in a worship. But what matters is there a prayer? Love for God. Then the Lord says something about prayer. To make all these things happen the right way, make sure your prayer life is right. Only in Mark, this particular line appears, not this line. It may have escaped your attention. May I read it again? This is a key line. When you stand in prayer, forgive whatever you have against anybody. See how Mark puts it. When you stand in prayer, so when you are in the presence of God, make sure you have no ill feeling, no bitterness, no jealousy, no resentment, nothing towards anybody. It means a lot. It means you have the right to be, the Lord is telling, you have the right to be in my presence only if you are filled with love for all my children around you. With your husband, with your wife, with your children, with your neighbors, and if you have no love for others, you have no right to be in my presence. Because if you call me God, your Father, and you don't love others, if you have resentment, anger, unforgiveness, all those things, they are of the devil. You are not a child of God. So what? You have no right to be here. You see, the meaning is so radical meaning. So when you stand in prayer, make sure your heart is filled with the love for God, a love for everyone. And that kind of prayer will change your life, change my life. So when I go to church, when I stand at the altar, when I put on the vestments for the Mass, I have to check myself. Is my heart right? Is it in the right place? Am I at peace? Anyone to forgive? Am I unhappy, angry, irritated, annoyed? Anything going on? If that's the case, no, you are in the wrong place. Empty worship. Tree full of leaves, but no fruit.